Welcome and well met, Lolly Ho and O Kali adventurers, to another episode of the Carbuncle Chronicle, your podcast for everything awesome in Final Fantasy XIV. As you may be able to tell, because I'm Tobias, and definitely not Basil, introducing this episode, this is going to be a little different than our usual fare. You see, Basil and Anna are at Otacon, hanging out with some cool people who may have showed up as guests at the convention. And so I've taken the opportunity to edit our Dawntrail travel journal episode. If you remember on the last episode, we talked a little bit at the end about how we would record our thoughts as we played the game. And well, that's exactly what this is. This is going to be a little off the cuff in places. I'm going to edit this very lightly. I really want to capture the thoughts and the experience of playing this for the first time, fresh for all of us. We are, of course, going to have a full, real review of Dawntrail next month or so, depending on whether the extra group finishes it and wants to record. It's going to be still a lot of planning for that. But I thought this was kind of a neat idea, and I wanted to put this out into the world. Credit where credit's due. The idea for this more or less came from the Insert Credit podcast, a video game podcast I'm a big fan of. One of the hosts, Brendan Sheffield, when he goes to video game conventions and events, will sort of just give his off-the-cuff thoughts and interviews, impromptu interviews with people at these events. And I thought it was kind of a neat way to get the at-convention experience as it happens live. So I kind of wanted to bring that energy to this episode. As it worked, we recorded pretty well up into the 5th zone. I think by the time we got near the end of the game, all three of us were a little too excited to stop and record. We just wanted to get to the end. And of course, all the post-game patch content has been so exciting. We haven't really had time to stop and record our thoughts on that, or even edit the episode up until a month after early access. So yeah, sorry it's a little delayed, but it's a podcast. Podcasts get delayed. It's how it happens, how it do. And if you're looking for more Carbuncle Chronicle content while we wait the full Dawntrail review, as it turns out, Momocon actually recorded our Music of Final Fantasy XIV panel that we gave back on Memorial Day weekend. So if you haven't checked that out yet, I was able to clean that audio up quite a bit and put that on our YouTube channel. Again, you can just go to YouTube, search for Carbuncle Chronicle, and it should be the most recent result. Again, I think there was a lot of fun to put on that panel back in May. I was very happy to see that it was saved. I think it's the only one of my convention panels that have been saved in entirety like that. So I'm glad it was that one of all of them, honestly. So please go check that out. It would mean a lot to me if you would check that video out and maybe give it a like and subscribe and give it content and all that other good social media stuff you hear people say all the time on these things. Yeah, do the thing. Anyway, let's go ahead and get to this episode, our Dawntrail Journal.
Once upon a time, take flight, find your wings and spread them wide.
Good morning, adventurers. It is now Friday, 6/28, 2004, and it is 6:40 a.m. in the morning. I woke up like a kid on Christmas morning, jumped out of bed, rushed over to the tree, my personal gaming computer, and threw open the Final Fantasy XIV launcher. Quickly typing in my password, getting into the game, seeing this new shiny title screen blinded me with this very, very bright being. Quickly jumped in my character, barely noticing how different little Nanawai looks. Not too different, thankfully. But as I clicked my character and hit again, I was greeted with the queue. The queue of 7 whole people. So far, this has been the biggest surprise of Dawntrail in the, 2 minutes that I've had the game. I was expecting, quadruple digits at least at like 10-minute wait time, if not longer, much longer. But to have just 7 people, a queue that is in fact shorter than some of the more recent queues I've had in Endwalker. Like I know it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I know that it's not exactly peak hours or anything, but even just seeing the chatter on the Discords right now, I kind of figured there would be a bit of a wait. Well, I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get to play this morning, because I am an adult and I have work, and I'm going to save a lot of this until this evening. But I'm going to try to go ahead and get some settings changed and dabble a bit, and maybe even get, over to Tural. See how that works. So I will talk to you then. As a slight addendum, I just wanted to add before we jump into it here, it is just like 6:50, so 5 minutes after my last update. I logged in the Limsa Inn, sort of marveled at everything looking slightly different, walked out to the Aetheryte, and wow, this thing is shiny. This metal, oof, like you can tell they've made changes. The crystals looks a little different, it's more reflective. The lights, actually have this luminescence to it. And it's kind of surprising me, but not really. There are people hanging out in the Limsa Lominsa Aetheryte Plaza. Certainly fewer than usual, I'll say that. But there is still about 20 to 30 people just sitting here, hanging out, not doing anything. Okay, goodbye.
Captain's Log, Supplemental. Stardate, 7th Astral Era.
Really?
Well, I mean, we got to start these Travelogues somehow. And also, now I'm thinking about it, are we just now going to forever be in the 7th Astral Era? Like,
I don't know, that is something I don't know.
Like, is that going to just, they're going to have to figure out new ways to determine eras.
Yeah.
Like, would rejoinings even do anything anymore now that technically the mechanisms for that are, I don't know. So, spoilers for those who have not finished Endwalker and have started and not yet to start Dawntrail, because
we're going to label these as thoughts while playing Dawntrail, probably. So,
well, yeah, that's yeah.
You should be well aware of what's going to be in this.
I don't know if this is the first time they're listening to us record. So, this morning, oh gosh, it's been
a long day.
We got up.
Hey, to be fair, I didn't go to sleep until 7:30 a.m. So.
Yeah, that's true. Like, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning. You just unfortunately stayed awake because you couldn't sleep, and
not for lack of trying.
It was the big thing was, will the servers work?
And they did. They have. I know there have been a few issues. Like, I got DC'd once. I know a few people that have. But other than that, it's been pretty smooth. Like, I mean, even the queues, like the login for the very first time this morning, we got, I think mine was 1747. And, but it didn't take that long to get in. It's never that bad. And then, since then, it's been normal. Like, nothing has seemed very, like, it was, we went over to Dynamis to level us a friend, and there was no login queue for that. But then coming back even to Leviathan on Primal, which is considered congestive, it was a normal, like, 2-digit queue.
Yeah. This is, we're done. We're now talking 4:00 in the afternoon. I guess the real trick is going to be people trying to log in tonight in like an hour or two as prime time
possibly
hits,
yeah,
and people get off work and start playing this game. But so far, so good. Knock on wood sound effect goes here. It's doing pretty good. And we have not actually set foot in Tural just yet. We've been just working on getting stuff going because Anna is going off to do this as Viper. So we need to get Viper from 80 to 90.
Yeah, this is the first time I've ever done this particular thing. Usually I go as bard or dancer. Those are the two classes I always start as. But I've always been interested and wanted to do an expansion as the quote unquote main job. And the main job of Dawntrail is Viper, so I wanted to at least do the story as Viper. But unfortunately, when they introduce a new class like this, they start it at 10 levels below the current max before the expansion starts. So Viper starts at level 80. You have to be level 90 to start the story, so I had to do 10 levels. Which I know a lot of people do this.
I mean, but it also makes sense. It means you can't just try to jump in doing the storyline on a class you've not done or job you've not done anything with.
Mm-hmm.
So now you've got 10 levels to do, so you can start getting the hang of the job that you're now playing as. So now here's the question. Do you have a handle on it?
Okay, yeah, I say yes. If I was raiding and people were trying to take it super seriously, probably not. But I can kill things decently quick. So I feel like that is the main goal here.
And how does it feel? How do you liking it?
Good. I've never been a huge like melee person, but I've gotten more into that as the years have gone on, and I think it's fun. I think it's pretty intuitive. You know, it's very much follow the shiny, follow the glowing button. But I think it's fun. Like, it's fast, and I feel like I'm accomplishing something and looking cool while doing it. And this is someone that absolutely hated Ninja. I feel like people thought it was going to be very similar to Ninja with the two swords, and because it shares the gear. I feel like it's very more similar to Dragoon.
Okay.
And I like playing Dragoon, so yeah, so I'm enjoying it a lot right now. I'm only level 90. I have not gotten to full 100 yet, but we'll see.
I just feel weird because due to us doing what we're doing to get you leveled, I have been working on doing classes that helps you get into things. So I've been working on White Mage and Gunbreaker, and my White Mage is 93 or 92. And no, my White Mage is 93 and my Gunbreaker is 92.
Yeah.
And they both have more experience logged on them than my Summoner. And that's weird.
Yeah, with this expansion, we had 2 new DPS, and so that means that everyone is playing DPS. So you can't get into queues very quickly unless you are a tanker healer or have a tanker healer friend. And Basil was very, very, very kind to be willing to play that role for me while I level.
Trying to think of any other initial thoughts. The graphics update has been pretty, and oh my gosh, Aetherites look so nice.
Oh yeah. I don't feel like it's had that big of an impact on me yet. I feel like it will once I get into the newer zones.
It's one of those things where it's like playing good remakes of older games and you don't quite realize it. Where
Yeah.
I feel it's very much this looks like how I remember just playing this looks like.
Yeah, like I know, like the first cutscene I saw my character in, I was like, oh yeah, no, I can tell she definitely looks more high def. So
And there's things like I can zoom in more on ground textures, and it looks way more like ground textures and not like a muddle of like badly rendered textures. Like it feels more like I'm playing a more of a high resolution modern video game a little bit more than it did before. And so not all the textures are there, but a lot of textures are there. And again, Aetherites all look really good just universally, because that's one of the things that those textures look better. When I was looking through my glamours and stuff, trying to figure out what I wanted to wear going into Dawntrail, because I didn't like the glamour I thought I put together initially. And just seeing like the fabric textures that have changed somewhat, and those look really nice. And the 2-die system is great. That has helped out a lot with some of the stuff I've done, and some things die more interestingly, I guess one could say, than others. But by and large, it is what you think should be the second one is usually the second one.
Yeah, there's been some weird cases, like the Sweater of Light, as any Grinding Gear fan affectionately calls it. Because you would assume that one dyed channel would be the sweater and one dyed channel would be the scarf. But it's the sweater and then like a little piece of rope or something on the brooch.
Yeah,
or
it's more of an
like
accent
that.
piece.
It's like, wait, what? So.
But no, it's cool. I like it. It's like, my summoner horn, like both sides of the summoner horn from Endwalker are now dyeable, and that was I guess I was kind of expecting more of the gold filigree to be the dyeable part, but no, it's actually it's a two-toned horn, and now both sides of the two-tone of the horn are what's dyeable. And now, that makes actually more sense. And it's been good. Also, I can wear glasses and my summoner horn at the same time, and they're not the glasses I originally wanted, but they work.
I was about to ask, because I knew that was the big thing you were excited about, and I know it's not, because you're not getting to use exactly the glasses you wanted. But how are you feeling about how they've done?
I am feeling better than before we walked in, because I knew how it was going to work, and I was sad that I wasn't going to get all the color options I was really looking for. I wasn't going to get all the glasses I wanted. Like, for the longest time, I've used the elegant rimless glasses for 4K. And the elegant options for rimless glasses is not there yet. But there's a lot of different kinds of glasses in this game that they've done over the years, glasses and goggles. And there's a bunch already that they've done now, and the color options are pretty good. I ended up choosing the classic for 4K right now, and it looks pretty good on them, and the blue works. I've discovered, instead of just using blue for all of them, I'm now using it more as an accent piece, like for healer and tank. He actually looks better with red glasses versus blue glasses. So that's something different. But no, I'm liking it. I like the idea that my healers and tanks can now have other options besides glasses for I can put on their head. I don't know sure what to do with that yet, but it's an option. And I've never had that option before, because my default for that was glasses. So it's been pretty good. Okay, well, I think that's any last initial impressions before we call this bit done.
I will also add that we got our mountain zoos today, and
yeah.
On that note, with mounts, I've been having fun with like the tilting as you fly.
Yes.
That's been cool. So I'm excited to see more of that. And like I said, I'm really excited to get, because I know I'm not gonna be able to fly once we get to the new zones. So I'm ready to get into the story. It's been out for 12 hours, so I'm ready to get into the story.
We've not touched it.
That is a record for both of us. In 10 plus years, that is a record.
I will say that some mounts I feel tilt better than others. Some I've actually had to be like, oh no, this is actually giving me a little bit of mild motion sickness. I actually don't like this way it's tilting. But other ones, especially like things that are more designed like birds and dragons, those I've had better luck dealing with than other things.
Mm-hmm.
But with ones that work, I like the effect a lot. I think it looks really good. It looks more natural. But yeah, we haven't done. I am now delaying us getting into the story and getting to Tural by us talking about before we go. So all right, we're going to stop this here. And next time we talk to you, we'll have been to Tural. Now started Dawntrail, like specifically. We got on a boat.
That we did.
I forget. I know that the initial plot line of 1.0 has you on a boat and stuff happens. Did they do that again in any of the starting things for 14? I forget if it was.
I think Limsa, yes, you show up on a boat, but everywhere else is the carriage. I thought.
Yeah. So I just thought it was an interesting way of doing the whole, starting a new journey by, you're getting on the boat.
I mean, we started on Endwalker on a boat.
That's true. But it was a good boat. I like talking to folks, taking screenshots on the boat. Then the boat had some choppy things, and we get to, once again, Wut Lamat talks a bigger game than she can enact sometimes.
Yeah, I was laughing when it's like when Aaronville is talking about the storm and everything. It's like, and just he's talking about you, and it's like, man, to live such a life that you know immediately how to use those machines. I'm like, we hold out our hand and it works. That's it.
Yeah. But I also liked us doing something. I really liked, us actually actually getting. It wasn't just us, being a part, watching other people do stuff. We actually got to watch our character do something. And I thought I was already like, all right, this is cool.
That also, even before then, we got to walk around the boat and talk to people. Like it was similar to Endwalker in that, we started that journey on a boat, and we had, interactions on the boat, but it was all cutscenes. For this, we got to actually walk around. It reminded me of when we went to Authored, because, we were on the boat, and granted that went into the dungeon, but you had that little instance area on the boat beforehand.
Yeah.
So that's what that reminded me of, and I like that.
Yeah, no, it was good. I liked those moments, and it also reminded me of the fact that I think it was a callback to the fact that we fought Leviathan.
Yeah.
And we used that same sort of thing to protect us from Leviathan.
Oh my gosh, that is what we used.
We used to protect us from lightning. This makes total sense. It's sort of a callback to things that we've done before, and so we were the one to do it. Like that was good. And then we got off the boat and we're in Tural, which is our first new big hub city. And
big is an understatement.
It is big. It real big. It real big, and it sound real good.
Yeah, it was cool. Like I said, it's big. It reminds me a lot of Limsa in that there's the little Aetherites, but you also still got to run a whole lot.
Yeah, but I also really like Limsa, so
yeah.
Did
you go into the inn room?
Yes.
It's like a little yurt. It's cute.
It's like a little yurt, and we actually get a little,
little balcony.
Out by the sea. Like
I found a hunt. Sorry.
What?
I found a hunt. A level 100 hunt.
Don't let it kill you.
No.
I still remember that one time I found that stupid blue griffin in Stormblood, and I thought it decided to move just a little bit closer, and it one-shot me.
Someone tried to invite me to the party. I was like, oh, no, just noticed it passing through. Not trying to kill it.
No. It's a cool town. I really like the theme, both daytime and nighttime. And it was good. It's good. I cannot wait to spend more time. Like there's now I've got some quests I can do within the town, which I haven't done yet, but
I have a problem. I can't leave any of them. Like if they're red, okay. But if I can do them, I do them as I go.
I know, but
I know. So yes,
I'm already
I
behind you.
I did the ones that were there. I've got my first hunt thing. I did the first little couple of quests. We now have our new restaurant. If we don't have, if you went in the inn room, you saw that giant table. If we don't have a scene where we're eating tacos in there, I'm gonna be very sad.
Right. Well, we didn't get tacos the first time.
I know.
They were like we had our great paper bag full of tacos that got smooshed.
I love that tacos are filled with meat and salad.
Yeah, I mean
that's fair.
It's not wrong. Not wrong. We also got to meet our competitors.
Yeah.
and
And
I met
Dad.
Cryle. Oh, and the dad. And Estinian, who
And
got
Estinian-
the Viper scene
yeah.
in the
Which is
trailer.
funny because what we didn't say is on the boat, they almost did shot for shot at the beginning of the
Yes.
trailer that we saw.
Yes.
We've seen
same
for
lines
a
and
year.
everything. Like it was
Same
just straight
line,
up.
same. We got our moment with getting to smirk after Aaronville talks about says are you enjoying yourself, and there's more to that boy. I'm really trying to figure out what his deal is, because there's something that big that's going to happen with him. He's got a different name. We learned that, and just the way he looks, I'm like, you're shifty. I know people are obsessed with him, but he's shifty.
Well, he's Urianger. He's
well, okay, yeah.
yeah. We keep joking that Wut Lamat and Aaronville are Monbrita and Urianger 2.0, and it's just becoming more and more
true. That's true.
obvious.
But I'm like, I'm waiting for like the lore drop for him, because something's gonna happen.
Oh yeah.
I'm also sad that every time they're like, the city of gold's real. Like, so when we were talking, that's the other thing. Yeah, I've told you I was making comments. When we're standing there and the Dawn servant is talking about the city of gold, like, oh yeah, nope, it's real. I've seen it. I wanted to raise my hand and go, did you know someone named Emmett Selk? Because he told me about this place. Have you met him? Because he knows about this.
Apparently, Galoof knows about this, but we don't. But he won't say nothing because.
I really liked his response to Crowd, because it was like, I know what you want, but here's why I'm not going to tell you, because one, it's too early in the story. Two, it makes good sense that it would give an unfair advantage. So, it puts a little bit more of a fire under her to really commit to helping Wut Lamat win. And I feel like even if Wut Lamat didn't win, he'd tell her he won.
Yeah.
But because at this point, I'm like, I don't know which one's gonna win. I don't know if it's gonna be her. It's probably gonna be her. Or Kona. Those are the two I think we want to win. I feel it's funny because when I was first listening and first getting introduced to them, I kind of liked her brother, like the actual legitimate child of the Dawn servant. And but then when they're like, no, he's a warmonger. He's the one that wants to go to war. And I'm like, oh shit. But I kind of like them.
And then Cryle gets an echo.
Yeah. So when Cryle said she had an echo, I just picture me sitting there going, wait, what? Why'd you get one and I didn't? Like,
and he was so, and I swear away for you, and he was just so dark and brooding. I'm down bad for him. And I was going to have to be like, Cryle, don't do it.
No, but the fact that she had an echo and we didn't have it.
Yeah, that was.
What?
Look, when they said Cryle was going to have
Do
more,
we not have it? Do we not have it?
We have it. We have.
I don't know. We haven't had one yet. When was the last time we had an echo?
We've had echoes.
Have we had one? No. Okay, no. Okay, back up. Last time we had them was with the Four Fiends.
Yeah, like with Zero and stuff. Like
Well, why didn't we have one when she had one?
Because maybe we don't get all the echoes.
But every time we've ever gotten one, she's got it too, when she's close by.
Well, now she gets to be special. She's special. Like Cryle's.
There needs to be a lore reason, Basil. There needs to be a lore reason. I need the lore reason of why Cryle had an echo and we didn't.
Look, all I care is that Buckle Jaja sucks, and I can't wait to beat him up and his stupid
that guy.
buddy.
Yeah, the two-headed guy. Yeah, I don't like him.
Yeah.
But it's funny because apparently, I love how everybody's like, well, what's his agenda? He doesn't really think that far ahead. He just wants to win.
I did like, if you talk to Alphino, he's like, yeah, it sounds like he wants to more or less do what Garleans did with their purebloods, but with his race.
Yeah, well, yeah, he said that, yeah. I was like, that's fair. Yeah, that's... So, yeah, it's like, okay, we have the two good ones and the two not good ones. So, I'm just like... I don't know. Because right now, Wut Lamat, she has definitely, even in this short amount of time, like, I can see where she, her reasons for it, and I can see just how she is with people, especially like that very first scene of her interacting with the people in Tuliyola, like, the people, like, interacting with people and her going, no, like, don't treat me like that. Like, I'm very, you know, I'm so glad you're doing your job. Like, I was like, okay, I do respect her. I respect her. I respect how she treats her people and her reasoning for this. Does she have a
Yeah.
long way to go? Yes. But I feel better now, sort of backing her on this, because I'm like, you'll be good. You'll be fine. Do you need some good advisors? Yes. And I think we're finding those as we go through these quests. But yeah, but I'm curious to see where this goes, because, you know, with Kona, we know, you know, Urianger and Thickwood are working with him. They wouldn't work with him if they didn't think he was a good guy. So I'm curious to see how it's going to play out.
Yeah, well, I'm sure something's gonna. We'll see, because he certainly seems like he has a good head on his shoulders. But there's got to be a reason why Wut Lamat decided that she needed to do this and just not let him do this.
Yeah.
Like, it might be that his ideas for, you know, innovation and upgrades of their culture, you know, technologically, might have other ripple effects that are not so good. I don't know.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see. Also, the fact that when we saw the various little tablets, we got our little MacGuffins that we used to fill out for the quest. You know, one of them had the story about, you know, the giants, how they were doing their stuff, and then they went up north, and then they stopped. It's like,
Yeah.
that's something. One, I'm pretty sure that, you know, Tural is actually where the City of Gold is, not in Tural, even though they're making us go through all of Tural first. But yeah, something happened where those giants couldn't do something, and it's probably Solution 9, but that's for later.
So I enjoyed when they were taking us on the tour, and they were like, hey, so there's a really big bridge here. And I'm like, have you met anyone named Greg? If you meet anyone named Greg, I need you to send him to me. I need to go fight him on that bridge.
Yeah.
Alright, I just did the level 90 quest Rite of Succession, which is pretty much the big cutscene where they sort of explain the contest and everything that we've sort of known was coming. And just a couple quick thoughts here. I love that we got to see little Jaja. I love that he's introduced with Estinian. He's pretty much, you know, reenacting the fight from the trailer. A great way to subvert that expectation rather than, you know, it being you, the Warrior Light, fighting Gulu Jaja, this big villain. You know, it's just a friendly contest. I love that it sort of shows Gulu Jaja as almost being like Goku, just a dude that loves to fight. I think that's it's a lot of fun. I think it really it gives him a great characterization that I really wasn't expecting. And yeah. On top of that, we got to see a few name reveals. We got to see that Wut Lamat's name, you know, her tribal name is Wuk, first name, given name, Lamat, and he calls her Lamatki, this sort of a little, I guess, a endearing sort of term. And he kind of drops Aaronville's real name, but I didn't really catch that. I'm sure that'll come into play here in a little bit, but man, I just love that whole scene. And the fact that the Rite of Succession, you know, it's something they talked about. I didn't really think about what it would be, but the fact of the matter is that you're doing it as the journey is giving you a reason to explore Tural. I love it. It's so great. I'm so excited to play this game now, more so than I was before. The one thing I worry, though, is that, you know, the Golden City is possibly Solution 9. You know, maybe I'm jumping ahead a bit, but they revealed, you know, in the trailer that Solution 9 is the Golden City. We also know that Solution 9 is in Tural, you know, North America, as it were. So, if we're looking for the Golden City in Tural, I don't think it's going to be there. Maybe that's a twist that I'll discover. I kind of think that maybe they gave it away a little bit too much in the previews, but no, I don't think these guys are a little smarter than that. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But so far, I'm kind of finishing level 90. I think I'm about to explore my first zone. It's not the city of Tuligolol, so we'll see. Oh, Kali Adventures! I have just finished the second of the 2 level 90 zones, the point where you, like every expansion, split off into 2 little areas. So far, I'm digging them. I'm digging the game. It's refreshingly low-key, is the best way I can put it. I'm not saving the world from imminent destruction. I'm not fighting gods. I'm not, trying to live through a interdimensional post-apocalypse. I'm not having to watch my friends die. It's great to just be able to do, really low-key anime trope stuff so far. I'm really, really liking how easy it just feels, So, the first area, you go to the Tural Hanu tribe, and you sort of build up this boat for this sort of harvest festival. And I think it just, it wasn't really out there and wild, but it just felt nice. And I liked meeting that Hrothgar Wuk Uwu. Is it Uwu? It's Evu, right? Wuk Uwu. I'm gonna call him Uwu from now on. But I like meeting Wuk Uwu. He was just kind of a fun off kilter sort of character. I liked sort of the build up to that and how they're talking totally not about Dynamis. I don't think they actually say Dynamis. I don't even know if it's supposed to be Dynamis. I certainly sort of referenced Ether a whole lot. But it seems really odd that we do this whole harvest festival and the will of the people brings back the reeds. It really seems like a Dynamis thing to me. I really wonder if that will show up in the game later. I'm really hoping that they don't just forget Dynamis is a thing in this game, in this expansion, but I guess that remains to be seen. And yeah, going over to Urqupacha, I really like the Pelu Pelu storyline. I think that's actually a little bit better overall. I liked seeing this tribe of people doing the side quest with the trading up, starting with a little basket of wool and trading up to the aged tequila. I think that was really fun, and the way they sort of set that up. I just like this area a lot too. I think while Konomazuka, I can't even remember this place now. The rainbow area, I think that was pretty neat. But I think I do kind of like Urqupacha a little bit better as far as that. But we all have our favorites. Back in Shadowbringers, I really vastly preferred Amarang to Kalusha. I think was the second choice. Even though we got to see Yule more and more in the story, I liked Amarang a whole lot. Mostly because, since Sands of Amber was a really great track, an amazing track. And speaking of great tracks, oh boy, Dawntrail's got him in spades. I am really, really happy that the general battle theme is that little stinger we get from the trailer. I really, really like that stinger and was really hoping it would, show up as some sort of leitmotif. And oh boy, I am so glad I get to hear it all the time. It makes me so very happy. And I really like that the day theme for Urkelpacha is also that bit of music we get in the last trailer, the gameplay trailer for Dawntrail. I thought it was really nice, and I think it's really nice here. So man, so far the music has been hitting. I think I mentioned in one of the Discords too, but also the Tural themes, both the day and night, are really jazzy and nice, really light. I really like those, even though I don't know if they quite mesh as well with what Tural is supposed to be. It seems a little out of place to go with sort of smooth jazz for this sort of Central American city, but it's good either way. So who am I to complain, really? Alright, well, so far I've been leveling both Paladin and Machinist. I figure I'd go ahead and just pick 2 to get the DMSQ, but I'm a little behind, I feel like, compared to the level here. I think we're about to wrap up the 90s, and neither one have reached over into 91 yet, although, I'm not really grinding. I haven't done any roulettes or anything. I've just hit a couple of fates in the areas, so I guess I'll do that before I get into 91, because I really want to keep these at least 2 jobs leveled throughout. But anyway, I've talked long enough. I need to get back to the game. It is so much fun, guys. Stick around.
Urkelpacha! It's one of the first zones you get to split into 2 things you can do, and that was the one I picked because I wanted to see the Pelu Pelu, because Pelu Pelu are Lalafell sized.
That also might be why I picked it as well.
Look, when you're Lalas and you go into Lala houses, or Lala-sized houses, you take that chance. And I found it, little Pelu Pelu house, and it was very cute and cozy and inside. It was very nice.
Mm-hmm.
And this side quest that we're currently on our sojourn to do our, as our friend Rock, we're going on a field trip, and we're doing little field trip things, and that's sort of what we're doing. And this one brought forth one of my favorite silly JRPG things that one can do, which is the trading side quest.
But it was not a side quest, it was part of the main quest.
Well, it's fine. Like, the main quest was we got to put a seat on an alpaca, or Wut Lamat has to, and it's our side part of it is we got to get him the saddle, and you do it by trading. It's a hallmark of so many JRPGs or like Zelda games. I still remember the one doing, I forget what you get out of it, but it's a very similar to something you do in Link's Awakening, where you start with one item and you trade that item for other items, and you keep going to different people until you get the final item you need to complete your quest. And that's what this was, and it was all very good.
Nice. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I will say, I even said this before, as much as I absolutely adore Matsya, this was better than selling fish.
I liked how we got little UI updates on the things that we were doing.
Now I'm curious, could you get it wrong? Because it didn't seem like they really, there was like a couple of times you had options, but I wasn't sure you could actually be wrong.
So I was never wrong. All my choices were correct. I was able to suss out what they wanted. What you get are essentially, you get the, they're not going to complain you chose the wrong option, please pick the right one.
Okay.
I think one of the options was, if you say it wrong, they're like, oh, this is the money. We could have bought 300 tacos with this, or something like that. Like, it's, that's the kind of stuff that, so you can't get it wrong. It won't like harm you or anything. You'll just get funny responses. So maybe I should have got it wrong, but I did not. I got everything. I was able to suss out what it wanted me to say, and I said it right. So, but my character's wise and he's smarter than I am, so it makes sense that he would get it right.
Yeah, I mean, mine was. I mean, I would say my girl's smart, but I mean, it was very common sense to me. So
Right.
that's how I played her.
I liked.
Now, there was one. I don't remember what it was. There was something I picked at one point. And I was like, I didn't even pick that one. I know that wasn't what I meant to pick, but I think it was something else.
I really enjoyed the ranch hand, Pink Pelu Pelu, and their dreams of becoming a peddler, and how we were helping them on their way as well. It was a very good quest. We actually got to talk with the first promise and see just why he's so mistaken on his like, no. Clearly what we need to do is conquer the world. That'll bring us peace.
Yeah. No, I love that their big task really is to catch an alpaca.
Yeah.
And I love that when he shows back up, he's found the shiny one. I'm like, what? When do we start playing Pokemon?
Yeah. So that's gotta be later on. That's gonna be the new
map minion. There in Shadowbringers was a golden beaver, and there was also a golden talus. Last time there was the golden Lunatender. We're gonna get a golden alpaca minion out of the treasure dungeon.
Oh, see, I was thinking it's gonna be the next Gilsync.
I mean, that could be it too.
Like, I could absolutely see it being like 100 million gil. For the fabled golden alpaca. But we'll see. I mean, I don't know. It was. I'm very much enjoying the. I know it's the succession to the throne stuff, but it's still very overall lighthearted. It's fun. It's not ultra dire. Like I'm really enjoying the tone that they're striking with Dawntrail so far.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Kali.
I like Lollyho better. Not really. Well, I like the movement for Lollyho better.
I mean, sure, but it's
cute,
it's our new greeting. So we checked out the Hanu in that zone that I'm forgetting the name of.
Have you noticed that they're playing the same music you hear when you do the Zundu at Beast Tribe in Seed of Clouds?
Oh no, I didn't.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the other zone we went to. Do you remember the name of the zone? It wasn't much fun to say as Urkopacha, so I haven't learned it yet.
Oh, hang on. It is Kozamauka? Oh no, Okanu. Okanu is the zone. That's the Aetheryte. So, no. The Aetheryte's Okahana. Hanu. Kozamauka?
Yeah, Kozamauka. Okay, alright. Yeah, Kozamauka. We're hanging out with the Hanu. Their stuff is all messed up, but there's been a recent storm, and we gotta fix it. And Bakulja shows up again as a jerk. I don't like him.
Every time he shows up, I just like, it always cuts to my character glaring at him. And so I just feel like my character right there is going, listen, I've killed one of you when I was 40 levels lower. Just remember that. Also, please see Wondrous Palace end cutscene. Or Wondrous Palace hard end cutscene.
Yeah, that's okay. I did like, oh, my brain is blanking on these names. But the hearer guy who we talked to, or is he Rothgar?
Yeah, but there is no hearer anywhere in that.
No, it was a Rothgar. It was the guy who has learned the customs.
Luke Eva?
Yeah, him. That was a great little comedy routine that he had with Wut Lamat.
Oh yeah. It's like, no, please forgive me. I'm so sorry. Please don't do that. Okay, never mind. Come on, dude. He's funny. I like him.
Those are some good moments. I liked it. I liked the concept. Like one, I'm surprised that you haven't mentioned how there was a reference to Quetzalcoatl from.
That's what I was telling you. When you get an option that says mention the ancients, you mention the ancients. I mentioned that to you last night, but you hadn't gotten there yet. Yeah, when you have the option to mention ancient lore, you mention ancient lore, and I did.
Because I did wonder, because Quetzalcoatl is, from, well, South America, is where the inspiration comes from, but they used it back in Anesis, Ander, and so I was like, well, what are they going to do now? Because this is theoretically where they'd want to use Quetzalcoatl, but you already done it, and oh, okay, well, there we go. There, you figured it out. Good job, team. You got there. You got there.
I also appreciate, apparently, Wut Lamat is totally fine with copying Alphinaud's homework.
I mean,
because when Wugeva was talking about, oh man, your education is great. You really figured this out about using the prayers and everything with the festival to help the crops, and it's like, yeah, sure, I totally did that. And then somewhere Alphinaud was like, wait, what? But that was cute. I like that. But she's learning. Like, I like that we're teaching her. Everyone else is teaching her. And it's funny because I really like how, because that's something that we've known. That this whole game is always the power of prayer, the power of hope, and that has always been such a huge part of it. I mean, that's why we have the primals, and that so the fact that Alphinaud brings this up and everybody's like, that's kind of weird. It's like, no, that totally makes sense. That this kind of ritual, while usually in our world is symbolic, this actually does make sense. And so I find it interesting that while that tactic worked, so also did Kona's, etherical recharge juice.
He's someone he talked to who apparently is an Archon. We don't know who.
Some Archon ally. Yeah, no, it's totally Urianger. There's no way Thancred do that. It's totally Urianger. Part of me wonders if Thancred wants to drink some of that right now to see if it would fix things.
I mean, but yeah, this was cute. And this zone big. This zone is big.
Yeah.
Like Ukarpacha, it's clearly big, but they only give us like a small chunk of it.
Mm-hmm.
This one, they gave us bigger chunk. And I was having a much harder issue. Like, when I like doing my 6 fates whenever I first get into a zone, so I get my writing map. It's just something I like to get done. Even though I have some of the mounts that let you go at max speed regardless. And I felt bad for someone who didn't have that mount because I was zooming towards a fate and I just went right on past them.
Oh, yeah.
But it was so much harder to get to fates in Kozama Uka because it's so big. I couldn't get there in time. I had to wait till I was on the one half or the other and just wait for fates to pop on the half that I happen to be at. Otherwise, everyone's already like descended and swarmed it and killed it and moved on.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, that I've been having that issue in Thafnir and I can fly there.
Well, that's because there are literally swarms of vipers and pictomancers just ravaging the countryside over there.
Yep. But no, I really I really enjoyed both of these first levels. Like, and I know people were talking about, oh, it's such a slog to get through all this to get to the first dungeon. It always is, but it's always such good world building that I don't mind it. Like, I've really enjoyed getting to know like these two different. I mean, I say two different cultures, but there's more than just the Pelo Pelo and the Hanu Hanu. But like, I've really enjoyed getting to know them. I will say the voices coming out of the Hanu Hanu are not what I expect. But I like it. Their smiles are creepy, but again, kind of a creepy that's cute. But But I've really enjoyed the little stories I've learned. I've been enjoying, Wut Lamat, getting to know them, learning more, I guess, more even about her dad, learning more about that history. And I think it's going to pay off in the long run. And so I'm excited to see where it goes. And again, I like Kona. Don't like Bakul Jaja. He can go suck a dick. 2 of them since he has 2 heads. And is it Galul? No, Galul's the dad. Who's the brother's name?
Bakul.
Oh, he's Bakul. Who's the bad guy then?
Who's
the 2-headed one?
No, that's the 2-headed one. It's Bakulja.
Bakul. What's the brother's name?
Kona?
Not Kona, the other one, the warmonger.
Oh, the first promise.
Yeah.
It's my brain has named and decided, that's your name now. Your first promise. Kona.
Let's see. I'm looking at the Dawntrail website.
I think it's something Zaljul?
Zeralja.
There it is.
Again, he's one that I'm like, I don't want to not like you, but can you not be like, the warmonger? Can you not do that? Can you be a good guy?
I gotta wonder if there's something that we don't know about him yet, which is why he thinks the way he does. And I won't excuse it, but I might at least explain it.
Yeah.
So I guess we shall see. I'm enjoying these. I don't know. I'm really liking these fun little sojourns into these zones and these much more lighthearted, fun tasks that we're doing. Like this is so refreshing. I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoyed the side quest stuff we did, the mini game with the trading and whatnot. That was great. I enjoyed the little comedy routine we got between Wut Lamat and our new Rothgar buddy. They've had just some really, really good moments. And I'm excited to see and hear and do more of them. And hopefully once I get back into the game, I'll be rolling in hopefully on that dungeon soon and we can talk about that.
Yep.
So until then, Lolly Ho. Wait, no, that's not it. That's our
Okokiali? Okay. Whatever, I remember.
Ohokali.
Ohokali.
Alright, hello. I just did the 91 dungeon Iku Katumu. Iku Katumu. We're going to go with that right now. I don't think they actually pronounce it at any point in the dungeon, so I don't really know if that's correct or not. I'm a terrible, terrible person. Anyway, man, that was a lot of fun. Pretty typical first dungeon X-Pack sort of deal. Well, I say typical, but like compared to like Whole Monster Switch, the stakes were a lot lower. It's just kind of going through this thing rather than watching all these people get massacred, for instance. But anyway, the mechanics for these new bosses are great. It really feels like they're trying some new stuff here, even going off the Endwalker patches and the variant dungeons that we saw before, really spicing up these mechanics. This feels a lot more spicy than your typical first dungeon in an X-Pack. These bosses had a lot of things they were doing, a lot of new mechanics you had to figure out. The manatee, the first one, the big mother manatee, whatever they're called, the way they summoned ads that also sort of had different AoEs, that's pretty typical. I thought it was kind of interesting to see that in the very first boss in the very first dungeon. Then we move on to what was the second one there? I can't think of the second one now. It was that I hit it, but man, that last one, big like mantis deal. So interesting. Oh wait, now I remember what the second one was. The second one was the I guess the new version of the Goobu, whatever they're called. I can't remember the name either. But man, Danger Bongos is a mechanic now. It's some of those big vine whip things, and then played the Danger Bongos to make them bigger. Oh, it's funny. It feels like they're sort of referencing that. But even if not, it's the fact that it's a musical cue. That was a lot of kind of fun in of itself. I really enjoyed that. But man, that last dungeon, the last boss rather, the mantis sort of creature, so many things were happening at once, and it just felt not overwhelming in a bad way, but overwhelming in a holy shit, this is fun way. Something that, I don't know, feels like excitement I really only get from Extreme Trials. Between the different AoEs it was using were pretty typical. It was summoning those monsters that it would eat, which would cause different effects that you sort of had to pay attention to what form it was in. And then it summoned that big tornado, and the tornado was constantly throwing out directional lines throughout. So you not only had to pay attention to the boss, you had to pay attention to the position of the tornado, and it's just, and the lightning blast that would go off in the staggers, so you had to watch out for that order as well. It just, if this is a sort of an early example of them increasing the stress for these, I'm all here for it. This feels like a lot more difficult than the earlier first dungeons in an X pack have been. So, Chef's Kiss, Yoshi P, you did it. You made this game fun again, or fun still, I guess. I don't think it's fair to say it like that. But anyway. So I did that with the Machinist. I've decided I'm going to go through the MSQ as Machinist to soak up that XP and just do Paladin as Duty Finder, since everyone needs a not DPS, and I already got a level just doing that with Paladin. So playing Machinist here, again, not as difficult position-wise since I can move around pretty easily, but still, without the resilience of being a tank, it still can get a little spicy. I was pretty close to dying a couple times in that first dungeon, even using the raid gear that I had from Endwalker. And a lot of the gear that dropped in that dungeon, even though it's still under-leveled for what I've currently got, is getting really close. So I think the rings that I've got may actually be better than some of the rings that I currently have equipped. And it's going to be real close before we start outpacing Endwalker gear, which is really good to hear. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next thing. So I just want to check in and give them first impressions. And I'll talk to you later.
Dungeon Ihui Katumu. That is a pronunciation of that.
Yes. I will say, of all of the start on a platform type dungeons, I enjoy them. I feel like, because we've done, this is what, our fourth one?
It's there. We've had a few.
Because there was Amnesis. There was Lapis Manalis. The account babble. It's on a train.
Yeah, it's on a train. It's not, functionally. There was the ghost yard, the ghost ships, because they, again, while you're not moving, they are spawning automatically, and you're having to follow that. And then the ship does crash, so it pulls up.
True. But I will say, I feel like I like this one maybe the best, because I like that there's more interaction with the environment, in that you have the boat in front of you. You know, for the second you see that two-headed dickwad is in front of us, like, you know he's going to do something. And you saw the crates with the wyvern. It's like, okay, he's going to do something with that. And, you know.
Man, did you ever think about how many fates that guy had to have done to get two? To get two of them?
I've got a
My
wyvern
goodness.
somewhere that's not that one.
No wonder they're so strong. They've done so many
need to
fates.
look. Anyway, but I liked that little bit of interaction, and you know, of course we have to get off the boat, run, try to find a new path. The first thing we do after we get off the boat is fight the manatee. Good God, did you die? Because that was a lot of dodging.
It was a lot of dodging. I did not.
I'm sad. I want to go back in as like dancer, something that my muscle memory is really, really good at, because I want to be able to like see more, and I wanted to do it earlier, but I didn't get to. So, but yeah, I want to go back in there and dancer so I can like see more of it. But yeah, that was definitely the dodge everything with a random like kid trap popping up that did an AOE, like a donut AOE.
Yeah.
I think that's what he was stuck in. That's what it was. The man he was sucking in. So I guess he sucked in the kid trap from the forest or something.
Right.
It was cute,
because
and I
they're
know
sucking
that's the
stuff up.
minion
Yeah.
from this dungeon, and I want to run it many times to get that. But so that was fun. I liked the first boss. Like I said, it was a lot of dodging. Then was that more trash? And then during the trash is when you have our cameo.
Yeah, we paid $50 for Peter Bramall to.
I'm gonna punch him. Like, at this point, they have now alluded to the fact that we're gonna fight them at some point. I just want to be like, I want to smack you. That was uncalled for. Did not have to like make things like even harder for us. We didn't do that to you.
I would like to think that he had scouted ahead and knew for a fact we could get around.
Oh, of course he did. But still, it's like, really? He's like, hey, this would be more fun. No. But it was cool seeing him do his little gunbreaker thing. I was like, sir.
And then the second boss, which was
Second boss
Drowsy.
I know, which is funny because we just went and fought like an S rank similar to that.
Yeah, while I was sleeping. Yeah. It was nice, and I certainly appreciate it way more than Apollyon, which had to be a big old insectoid looking the apex predator.
That one I did get hit a few times. Because there was like I don't know, it was something where I don't know, it was like lines and circles, and then put something on me, and I was just like, meh.
I will say what I really liked about Drowsy was the vine mechanic, where Drowsy starts dancing and then the vines get bigger.
Yeah, that's what got it. That's what got me the first couple times. I was like, what? Why are we doing this? No, it was cute. I liked that one. It was fun. And that's the arena we've seen a lot of. So it was nice getting to finally see what was in that. And then, but what we haven't talked about is also climbing the ladder. I like that. It's cute. I like the sound of everything with it and all that. I thought it was neat. I think it would be better like with players, because with the computer you kind of get on top of each other.
Right.
Because I did it we did it with Tress the first time.
And I will say, I was very proud of myself. I did not really follow where the Tress were going this time.
I didn't either.
I was acknowledging the mechanics and looking at, I think it's going to do this thing. Oh, it did this thing. Or, oh no, it's doing this thing. Okay, let me move. Oh shoot.
I guess the advantage with me, not like the advantage to not seeing them, I was too focused on playing Viper. Because I'm doing the story of Viper, so I'm not as comfortable with it. So I was more focused on my buttons and then looking at the mechanics, so I wasn't even looking at them. if I was on Dancer and had my muscle memory going, I might have been able to pay more attention to them.
How is the whole Viper thing going for you?
Fine. I still don't know if I'm doing it right. But other than that, it's fun. Both that and Pictomancer have been fun. I've got Pictomancer to 82,
Mm.
and it's and Viper's at 92, and so they're both fun. I'm enjoying it. Viper's, it's like I said, it's very fast, very Dragoon for me. I feel like it's more Dragoon than Ninja, and a little Reaper in there.
Mm.
Especially with the reawaken part, because it's very much, it sounds and feels a lot like our the Enshroud combo with Viper. So, but yeah, it's fun. But yeah, and then after the second boss, I noticed the corals. Like, I was like, why are there dead corals? I was like, did Thancred and them come through here? And then I saw the trust were like, wait, what killed these things? I'm like, okay, it wasn't Thancred. So then we see the Ravana looking thing, like eating one or killing one. And I was like, that's the final boss.
And I liked its mechanics of it nomming down on some stuff and then getting more powerful because it's eaten.
Yeah, and so there's something I noticed in this dungeon, and I think it was on a couple of bosses, if not all three. There was that red text that kept popping up. That, like, when things were happening. That's new. I never
Yeah, that's new for Dawntrail. That's their new, hey, things are happening.
Well, and I was catching it, but I couldn't catch like what I need to do about it. So like I said, I want to go back in and redo it. But yeah, I was noticing that, and I was like, what? That means something. It's telling me something. But the last boss was fun. I'm trying to think what all happened with the last boss, because I know it would eat
Lots of
things.
dodging again.
Like, lots of dodging, and then like wildlife. Like when I first saw the corals come out, I moved because I'm like, oh, it reminded me of Lapis Manalis, where you had the call of the mountain, and all the animals would run across the screen and do damage. Well, at first that's what I thought was happening, and then I realized that they were coming to attack that thing, and I was like, oh shit. So that was cool.
That was cool.
And I liked how the atmosphere progressed through the dungeon.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously got taller, and once you got to that top zone, the third zone of it, you could look down and you could see Alice and Aaronville on the boat. So it definitely gave you a perspective of where you've come throughout the dungeon. I thought that was neat.
It really, vibe-wise, and just how it felt like it was built and it looked in design, it gave me vibes of especially Ala Ala Island.
Mm-hmm.
Which makes sense. I mean, it's a similar locales, but it still gave me this it felt like a graphical upgrade that I'm not normally used to out of these dungeons, and that might be partially just due to the graphics update, but it still was it was a gorgeous looking jaunt, and I want to say the Hullbreaker theme was sort of hidden in the theme of the dungeon.
Possibly. I kept thinking I heard something that I knew. So that's quite possible.
And something I discovered right after the dungeon. But when we're done, we're spit it back out. We're finishing a zone we were just in.
Yeah.
That's a different format than we've done before. Usually there'll be like a third zone, and that third zone will be the first zone we can actually get all our flying stuff done in. Where it feels like that might not be the case this time.
Maybe, yeah. Yeah.
I have all my Aether Currents in that zone now.
Wait, do we?
You can. And now, not quests, but the ones you actually run around the land and attune to.
Yeah, there's still some I have, because I guess you went searching extra, because I usually don't search farther outside of where they're making me quests than like, unless it's like decently far, like decently close, I can go. But if it's like super far away, I don't go until the story takes me there.
Yeah, no, that is something that I do, and and that's why the reason why it takes you longer to get through zones than you do. But I don't do the side quests, so I don't know. I really don't know how this works out math wise for time. But I got to do at least 6 fates in a zone, and I want to find as many aether currents as I can.
I do find the, like I said, I do find the aether and I do try to get.
I do
as
go
close as
look.
I can. Okay.
Like I will attune. I'll go. Sometimes I'll even go to attune to aetherites I'm not even supposed to go to yet. They're just there, and I can attune to them.
If there's an aetherite close by, I don't go because I'm like, they're gonna send me here. I don't want to see it until I'm supposed to be there.
But I will go look for some aether currents because it's one of my favorite things to do in this game. I know that is not a popular decision.
No, because I've already run into the issue in Urkapacha. I ran into the same issue I had with Sea of Clouds, where there's an aether current right there, and can't get there.
Yeah, but now, but thanks to the clouds and being mad about it, and honestly, the hinterlands also really got me.
Oh gosh, I really don't ever want to zone like the hinterlands again.
And Heaven's Ward, but because of them, I've now learned. Oh, it's saying this, but I can't go any further south. I can't go. This has to be. I come back. This has to be the one I had to come back with. I should go look for a different aether currents if I can. And if it looks like I haven't, and it feels like I found them all, they've also gotten better about this and how they set them up overall. But yeah, no, this has been, it's a good dungeon, good times.
Yep. Can't wait to see what's next.
So, this game started going places pretty quick.
Let's see. After the first dungeon, we went back to Tural and we did an instance.
Yeah, we wrapped up another chunk of the trailer, the initial CG trailer. I thought it was Estinian, but no, actually it was still us.
Yep, we got to fight Dad. That was fun. And I like the fight itself was fun. There was some new mechanics, new markers that I think will be fun to see how they add or implement those into later fights. Especially the knockback thing, that was neat. I liked that I got a special dialogue since I was playing Viper, but you got one. Like when you get a different dialogue if you're playing Viper or if you're not playing Viper. But it was a fun fight. I think it was fun. What do you think? As a caster, what do you think?
Oh, it was still fun. Like, I was surprised at how much of a fight it still felt like I was still fighting. I felt like I was still fighting like toe-to-toe with the guy.
Yeah.
Even though I was technically a caster. I guess he was so big and he was doing... his stuff was so, AoE dodging in design. Like, it still felt like me and him were still duking it out. Even though technically I'm a caster and not melee. It's still, like with Xenos, it still felt a little weird because I was like, oh, I'm casting, but he's doing all this melee stuff. This isn't, it still works. I still get it, but it doesn't quite feel right. But this fight with Daddy Jaja, it worked. It worked really well, and it was really fun. And I'm happy that he is also seemingly a good dad.
Yeah, that was cute. Now, did you tell her what we talked about, or did you lie?
Oh, I chose the yes for a small favor, nothing more.
I did not choose that. So what did she say?
She is like, oh well, okay. Like it was not. It was like, hey,
Okay. I mean, it was pretty much the same. Like, I was like, nah, I just want a sparring partner. She was like, yeah, I shouldn't be surprised. So that was cute. And then we go back with our crafter dude. I like how they've been pulling in all the people we saw on the boat.
yeah,
Like, I think that's been neat. And so we brought crafter dude to the Moblins to complete that feat. And then we're about to leave. And I was like completely like, okay, cool, we're going to leave this zone because this was like midnight. And then as we're leaving, it's like, oh, wait, so-and-so needs to talk to you again. Wut Lamat is like, oh, okay, well, I'll be right back. She don't come back.
oh yeah, that whole little side quest out of nowhere. Like, yeah, we need to pad this out a little bit longer, but
No, it was, you need to get to know brother. We want you to get to, you're missing your cat. So we're going to let you spend some time with this cat boy and get to know him a little bit better, considering he's with your other friends. And of course I like him. I'm annoyed I like him because he's a good brother. He does worry about her, and he's not so focused on winning that he's like not going to take care of her. So that was fun. I like getting to be sneaky. Oh my god, the sneak quest that never ended.
I will admit I do like the fact that Glasses Guy is also a sister guy.
Yes.
That he did need like something else besides just being Glasses Guy, because for until this point he was just Glasses Guy and he was doing Glasses Guy stuff, but now he's a Glasses Guy who's also a sister guy. Okay,
Yeah.
I can deal that. That gives him just a bit more depth and humanity to him that he needed.
It is, and I like seeing him lose it a little bit because he's very Charlian. He's very stoic and like very proper and always thinks things through. But when it comes to her, he doesn't a little bit, and I like that.
Oh yeah,
And
it makes sense. He is a giant Charlian weeb. like that's what he is. He's a Charlian weeb, and he wants to be just like his Charlian people, and he wants to turn Tural into Charlian.
Charlian 2.0.
And
Yeah.
and he's missing out on all the things that make Tural.
Yeah.
But that like him and Wut Lamat, like they're gonna if they team up to take over, I think that would be the best
Yes.
the best option for Tural.
Because it has because it has, she wants to keep the peace, which is fine, but he also wants to at least bring Tural into the future, like with the technology and everything. I mean, I can see him going to work for Sid. He's going to be Garland Ironworks of the New World. Like he's gonna work with Sid somehow, and I know it. But so I will say, this little side quest gave me one of my favorite cutscenes so far. Because we find her, we do the 2-part sneak quest, which makes me glad that they updated it after the Garlemald one, because I enjoyed seeing the circle. Like, okay, you're getting a little too close. Okay, cool. And they weren't as bad at turning around as like Urianger was for his. But when you get there, we find her, and she's in the second boss room of the first dungeon. And I like, we come in. I feel like we made Thinker proud, being our little sneaky selves. He taught us well. And I'm so mad because I can't be mad at him after this for doing what he did in the dungeon, because he's just cute. So we walk in, and I love the way we walk in. And it gets the best cutscene. We have Kona getting angry about his sister, like shooting the guy. I was like, okay, good, you're actually a machinist. You use the thing. But I love how Bakul Jaja takes Wut Lamat and is like, nope, she's going to get hurt if you do anything. And we're just like, no fucks. And just keeps walking straight towards him. And that was like the best look on our face. She was like, I give no fucks about you. And then from behind him, Thancred does his thing. We knew it's happening, and he saves Wut Lamat. And I really enjoyed that cutscene a lot.
That was a really good moment. It was a really good moment.
One, anytime we get to be badass by doing nothing. Two, this guy, I just kind of, every time I see him, I want to be like, I could just blow you down with a breath. Like, you're nothing. They're kind of building you up and you're nothing.
Well, we need like a legit scum lord, for us to really there's reasons to root for Wut Lamat. There's reasons to root for Kana. There's even reasons to root for the First Promise. But
Yeah.
even though I think he's got issues, there's also, I think there's got to be some sort of underlying reason why there's those issues.
Yeah.
And he very much seems like, if you want this kind of personality, you want these things, he is someone that you could, if you're interested in what he's doing, he could still be someone you'd want to root for.
Yeah.
We need someone that everyone can agree that, oh no, this guy sucks.
Yeah.
And Bakul Jaja, that is his job, is to be the universally, oh no, this dude just sucks.
Yeah. So that was fun. Like I said, we get her back. It was great. It was fun seeing all of our friends together again. And then we go off to the new part. And we have another dungeon. Yay. And this is
We
the
also have
dungeon
new murals.
We do. We have the new mural. I missed Emmett. I want Emmett to explain murals to me all the time. But they were good. They're very pretty. So I could see, like, at one point Alice was looking around. I'm like, she's sitting there going, this is just like back in the Katana Ravel. But yeah, that was cool. I'm really enjoying getting to learn more about these cultures and these histories of these people. Like, it's been really, really important. Like, the world building has been incredible.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, like, and then we get to the dungeon, which this is the dungeon from the launch trailer, which we should have realized because that's how the other ones have been. But I want the first mob you see and the first boss. They're like little fluffy snow things, and I want one. It's very cute. I wonder if that's the minion for that one. I don't know, but it's very cute. It killed me the first time, but it's very cute.
Yeah, it got me too. It was that whole, all right, we're going to do all these mechanics theoretically happen at once, but no, we're going to do something to pause it. So you got to remember which one's going to go off first and act accordingly. And that my brain doesn't always keep up with that very well.
Like, I can, but I didn't realize that they were going to, like, freeze it. And I was like, oh, I see. But that was fun. I like that. I like the second boss with the bird. Because we knew that wasn't going to be the final boss. Because that was like the big one, the big tease. So it's like, okay, well, that's not going to be the final one, but what is it? And
it's our Elector buddy.
It was the Elector guy. And I was like, that makes sense. That makes sense. So that was neat and fun. And I really enjoyed it after the dungeon when Kona and Thagrid and Raja come up and they're like, oh, okay, well, we're going to do this now. And then you just see our group running away. Like, running off screen. It was like, yeah, okay. And then you don't even get to see their fight, but then they come back and you see Arianche and Kona, like, gasping for breath. And Thagrid's like, all right, let's go again.
Yeah. And then frickin' Bakul Jaja. Once again, tell you, man, everyone thinks he sucks. And I'm still surprised that he's still allowed to be in the race. I'm still so surprised that he unleashes frickin' Valor Garmanda, like this guy they've been raising up to be this absolute utter scourge of this side of the world.
Yeah.
This, Vidral, this essentially an auspice. That's under the same rules as the auspices work. But this thing that's been, sealed for 80 years because it caused undue devastation for way longer than that. But it also had a cool moment where all the siblings got together and you could trust it. That was weird.
I liked it. I wasn't sure if Heidelin was going to be a one-off, but I liked that they let us do that. And though, okay, with Trial and Dungeon, Why the crap is Alice healing?
Healer strike.
I mean, but they didn't. Okay, yes, funny healer strike, but they didn't know this was happening. But you know, when we go into the dungeon, Alphinaud's like, "I'm gonna stay behind." I'm like, "But who's gonna heal me? Alphinaud, who's gonna heal me? What are you doing? You think I need a healer? Ariana's not gonna show up. What are you doing?" So then when it stopped, I went, "Well, I mean, Alice has Vercure, but I don't want to make Kral go back to Conjure." And then I looked at the trust and went, "Holy shit, Alice is gonna heal me with Vercure
And Vermedica.
and Vermedica." Like that was unexpected. And then for the trial too, Alphinaud's like, "I'm gonna stay back and heal all the people that got hurt." And so it's Alice and Urianger healing, and I'm like, you keep not wanting us to think you're Alphinaud, but you're gonna get called Alphinaud.
Well, I also liked how you were worried we didn't have the echo anymore for the longest time because we weren't.
Okay, look, Cryo got an echo. We didn't. That was weird. Because we were standing right there. And then later, you know, we do get one, but I'm like, why? I mean, I get you just don't want to show another echo, but show us, like, having the headache or something, you know? Because I was a little worried.
I mean, that could have been an interesting plot point if for some reason our echo wasn't working and there was a reason for that. But we clearly, nothing ever happened for us to not have the echo.
Yeah. Also, the gear from that dungeon, I really like it. I need to get more of it. It's very much the Venispati gear of the expansion. Like, it's very pretty. Everyone's gonna love wearing it because it's like the Pello Pello type clothing. Or the no, it's not Pello Pello. It's the I mean Pello Pello ish, but it's like the little it's the Mamulja that the ones that you see around the Tuliola, like with those outfits. And they dye really neat. I like how they dye.
Yeah, like also I'll need to run that dungeon more just because almost every single thing I got from when I ran that dungeon with Trust, it was all accessories.
I did get a lot of I got a chest piece for maiming, and I got bottoms of fending and a bow. But yeah, everything else was accessories. But so we did the dungeon. It was fun. We did that, and then we're about to do the second feat, and Alphinaud calls and goes, "Hey!" Well, no, before they do that, we learned where we are is another burial. We keep seeing burial grounds. We're learning how this what are they called? The I can't remember the name of the tribe.
The Giants.
Yeah. Like we've been learning about how they view death, and I really like that because we know with the ancients they didn't. That's what we did last time is how they dealt with death. So I like getting to see how they view it, and it's very very heartwarming for me. Like I really like hearing about that. And then so when we end the dungeon, we've seen a burial ground already, but when we end the dungeon, we're at the like higher up burial ground, like with the higher level people, but also we have the group of 7 that sealed Valgamondo away. And the thing is, it's all 7. One of the 7 is the dad, but he's already got like a grave there. It's kind of like, I guess it's kind of like when you pre-buy a plot, but he's already got a grave there that has like his achievements on it, so they can remember him even while he's still alive, but like even after he's gone. And that's the whole point is you're only gone when no one remembers you, essentially. So I like that. And you were talking about, you wonder who in his party could have been our Shard. Because this was, 80 years ago?
Yeah, so it was clearly not our character. And like I said, it could have been Kentaram.
That's who I'm going with. But, that you never know.
And then it was a name that starts with a C that Aaronville dropped, and so I'm pretty sure that's the name of his mentor, and it was something Explorer of the Unknown. So that could it could be that one easily
too.
Be that one, either one. I could totally see them being a previous incarnation. So we'll just have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, Valgamondo was a really fun fight. I am really curious to see how it plays as far as
I mean, Haps already had the guide up.
extreme goes. Haps was like level 100 like 2 days ago. Like, Haps is insane.
And he did Viper. But yeah, I'm excited to see the extreme, because I kept getting hit. I kept getting frozen. And Uriante's like sitting there shielding me. I'm like, thanks. But yeah, like the big giant cone I kept getting hit by. And for some reason I could not get that telegraph in my head. But I will say, it's nice to see some of the what was his name? The Omega boss. The Omega 2.
I don't remember.
The eyeball with tentacles, where you had to hit the button
that one. Yeah.
to go up in the air. I like seeing that mechanic come back. Not with the button, but
Well, and I liked it better without the button.
yeah, I did too. Like, it's very much like it's also similar to the Alexander version of it, but this one's very similar to the Omega version, where I like that you know which mechanic you need to get up for, and you know which one you need to be down for. And I really liked how they did that. It was really fun. It was fun watching everyone like go up and down. I like that a lot.
I wonder if, and this is just guessing here because we haven't gotten that far, if we'll get a fire mode that we just didn't see in regular. Because we saw a wind/lightning mode and an ice mode. We didn't see fire, and Ralagamanda, the reason why it was originally called Tritok in Final Fantasy VI was because it was 3 elements: fire, ice, and lightning.
And Aaronville mentioned 3 elements. I mean, we go looking for the fire aspect. So yeah, I feel like we will definitely see that. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, it's been good, and now we're had to go rest up and go somewhere else. We got most of our, except for frickin' Bakul Jaja having one of our keystones because he's a jerk, but we've got only 2 left to actually acquire or earn or what have you, and then what happens? We still got to find the City of Gold.
And guess how many zones we've been to? 2.
2, yeah, just 2.
By this point in Endwalker, we've been to 4.
Well, I like that. I like the fact that they're messing. They're changing up. Well, because Endwalker more or less did the same thing. Like Shadowbringers was not that different, where we only did parts of 2 of the zones, and we did the other parts after we did another zone.
But these 2 zones are completely done. I can fly in both, and that usually doesn't happen with the first few. So I'm really excited to see where it goes once I get through this 377 queue.
As you do. But okay, we've talked a bunch now. We should plenty of stuff for Tobias to edit.
Alright, I have just finished the first trial against Valigaramanda at level 93. And even though my playing has been a bit sporadic with, it being Monday, unfortunately, and also with GDQ sort of happening and keeping an eye on that, at least half an eye on that, I've been making a little slower progress here. But I just want to, have a little check-in. And I wanted to say that both the first trial and the second dungeon are absolutely awesome. I loved the new mechanics they showed, all the different. I just feel like we're having so many more movement mechanics here, and so many specific placements with very specialized markers. I really liked the end of the second dungeon, Workhorse Ormor, where you had the big Yakui, and he had his the markers, the sort of different elemental tiles he placed down, and you had to sort of move around with those specifically. Even now, after doing it twice, I don't think I could quite get what to do during the wind mechanic and the tornadoes. I just closed my eyes and prayed a bit and popped an arm's length to survive. But I'm really liking the fact that it doesn't feel as obvious as I feel like some of the early expansions have been. You really have to use your noggin and think. And again, these are like very early trials too. So I'm really enjoying that. And likewise with Ballet Garmanda, alternating between the lightning and the fire and the ice attacks with different positionals. And here we are back with doing trials with NPCs, something we only got once, right? I think we only got it once with Heidelin and Endwalker. So it was nice to see they dedicated bringing back the duty support for the trials as well. It was even kind of funny because a couple of those NPC partners would mess mechanics up. So it was kind of fun to see them make those mistakes as sort of a way to watch and learn, what not to do in the middle of the fight. So I'm probably going to go ahead and do Varg Lamat one more time just to run it again and see if I can't maybe catch some more mechanics that I missed the first time. But following the MSQ, I think I'm about to hit Zone 3. I don't know what it could be, but they were starting to give us some more lore about the Golden City and these visions that the Yakui saw a time ago. I think it's going to be Yaktel, which this guy, the main Yakui, sort of implied is going to be a forest, but we'll have to see. Stick around, stay tuned for more of these Dawntrail travels. Alright, I just pulled up to Zone 3, and I just want to go ahead and get this on the record before I get before I get further into this. This song is going to be the next Lahi. Masayoshi Soken is going to stand on that stage at FanFest next year, and he's going to sing this song, and everyone's going to laugh, and it's going to be great. I don't know, but I'm liking it so far. I think the area is pretty cool. I've been here for literally 5 minutes, and I was attacked by a nutkin that has Scyther Claws for some reason. This is a wild and strange land I found myself in, but Yaktel so far is pretty neato. Alright, so I have just finished the last of the feats, the Feat of Brotherhood, in which a lot of things come to light. I first of all want to say going to the second half of Yakta was pretty great. I thought the jungle above was a great zone to begin with. I really like the music so far, but diving down into the Jatika area, I thought, ooh, I love it. It's great. I like the blues, the colors everywhere, just kind of a nice chill zone. It really pairs well with the music already from the first half. So I thought the solo duty, the feat, you're fighting Guljaja, was a great way to bring back the mechanics from the first fight, where you fight him in the throne room. I like to see them reuse that mechanics while also making them, a lot harder. So it was great to see that come up into play. What I liked less, I think, was Bakul Jaja's sudden heel turn. I don't think that it itself is bad necessarily. In fact, I think it's pretty great. I think the story with the Blessed Siblings and all that works. I think it just happened a little too fast. We just fought this guy in that one solo duty as Wut Lamat, and suddenly he loses, and then he just gives up. it just feels like a really big character turn for him. He went from being a goofy, Team Rocket-esque sort of villain, single-minded, was going to distract us at every turn, and then suddenly comes over to our side really quickly. So, don't know how I feel about that, but since I know that I am halfway through this game, 3 out of 6 zones, and we've already finished all the feats, we really only have to find the City of Gold left. So I guess in the grand scheme of things, it makes a little sense for this to happen by now. Anyway, so right at the end of that fight, Ketram shows up. And I kind of was thinking that he would. The game's really hinting at him showing up. You see this Rogadon and a lot of cutscenes. So I was kind of wondering if this would happen. But yeah, we see, I don't know what his shtick is. I really don't know where he's leading us into this city or not. So, I know that the next area, I'm pretty sure, is Shaolani. Just from the previews, I'm pretty sure that's going to be Zone 4. Zone 5 will probably be Heritage Found, whatever that area around Solution 9 is going to be. And, Zone 6 could be anything. Could be anything at this point. So stick around and we'll explore them together.
No recording. So even since we last talked, some things sure happened.
Story's totally done.
We had a cooking challenge.
And they acknowledge that I'm a culinarian.
Yep.
I'm so happy about that. Oh, because, when we were talking about the artisan for the moblins, I'm like, but I can make it. I'm a goldsmith. I can do the thing. And they don't say anything about it. But then with this one, if you're a culinarian, they're like, oh, hey, you're a master culinarian. Why don't you help me? I'm like, yes. Can do.
Yep, so we went to Yachtel, where the Rothgar equivalents and the Mammal Jaw live. And we got to learn some history, and our characters ate some delicious looking food.
And hey, all problems can be solved with good food. That's what I learned.
That is a lesson that we were able to take from Endwalker, especially the side quest stuff with the tribes or the now allied societies.
Mm-hmm.
That was cute, and we got our oddly heroic heel turn out of Bako. I love how the last time we talked, I was like, yeah, he's just this asshole. No one liked.
Oh my gosh, I hated him. I hate this game for making me like characters I'm not supposed to like. But before we got there, we found out Roth guy that was issuing the cooking challenge, surprise, is Wut Lamat's actual dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's the first time I saw him, I'm like, man, you've got some coloration to you. And near the end of that, especially when they reveal it and you realize, oh, they have the same colored eyes, it's the same colors, fur tones. I was like, oh, okay, now you were no way really trying to hide this at all.
No, and honestly, I had this thought when we first met Wook Ava. I was like, oh, I wonder if we can meet Wut Lamat's actual parents. She probably doesn't know them, but maybe we will meet them. So that was the first time that thought had crossed my mind. So when it happened, I was like, oh, I should not be surprised. And then we got to do a very fun solo instance where we get to say probably my most favorite line as a Warrior of Light, if you pick that option. But
I mean, at this point, you should probably tell people what that option was.
So we're fighting Bakul Jaja, and so when we start talking to him, I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna get to fight him. I'm gonna cut off his head, one of his heads, because I don't like this guy. He's terrible. And then he's like, no, only Wut Lamat can fight. I'm like, cool. I get to fight as a warrior. I haven't played warrior much yet. And then he goes, and then he says something, and your character looks, and you get options. And the best option for me was, don't worry, the scary adventurer won't do anything. And then he just gets so angry.
It's a good choice, and we whip him up, whips him up so bad that he becomes a good guy.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, she gets her keystone back, and then we go, and he runs off with the tails between his legs. So then we now go to the area of Mamuk, so where the Mamuldral live, and we knew it wasn't going to be easy because it's where he's from. It's going to be a city of assholes. Well, no. We get there. No one wants to talk to us, which, okay. We see what the feat's going to be. Older brother, First Promise, has lost this feat, which is very shocking to everybody. And we're like, well, we don't want to do it yet. It's just fighting. We want to actually learn something. So as all the people are leaving, one of them stops and is like, hey, I will talk to you. And when she started talking and everything, I went, I bet she's a mom.
I think the real trick is that, yeah, but it was the reason why she talked to us was because Wut Lamat's like, I'm not doing your stupid thing because I don't know anything about y'all yet. Why would I? The whole point of this is me to learn about everybody and about all these disparate cultures that my dad has united under one nation. I need to learn about y'all. Like, I can't just doing a fight doesn't actually give me the tools that I need to actually figure out how to rule this land.
Yeah.
That's what this whole purpose is. You're completely ignoring what I need out of this, not just what you want.
Right.
And it was that those thoughts is what drove, the mom character to even talk to us. And it really just showed just how much, Wut Lamat has truly grown and has become, the person who is best meant to lead this new nation. I wasn't even sure, if she would be the one to actually do it. I wasn't sure starting this expansion if that's what we're going to go for.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of thought it was going to be a case of, well, she's young, but will she really, but it's going to turn out to be somebody else. And no, it is, she is the one. And we are really on this journey for her to become the Pirate King. I mean, Dawn's servant. And this was just it was a really good example of her being just straight up right.
Yeah.
It was that we talked to them and we discovered what their problems are, and we discovered, that's okay. Well, that's unpleasant. We should figure out other ways so you don't have to deal with this unpleasantness.
And I like that they were able to essentially tie it back to Labyrinthos. Like, we talked about this before, and they worked so hard to, pretty much do like the Noah's Ark thing for the end of the world. Well, now they got all this stuff in Labyrinthos. What are they going to do with it? And I like that was the resolution, is that, okay, well, we've got a lot of different plants. I'm sure some of these plants can actually thrive in this kind of environment. So we're going to send you a bunch and figure out what actually works.
And what an environment it is. Oh, my.
It's Heloland.
Goodness. It is gorgeous. It is something I normally don't see except for like in Xenoblade. Like, it was just this gorgeous, like, darkly lit but ever glowing blue forest. Oh man, it's gorgeous. And it was good stuff, and I liked how, and sort of a hint of things to come, Wut Lamat realized, oh, hey, I can't just do this on my own. I really need help. Quana, I need your assistance to figure out how to help solve these people's plight. And he was like, well, I'm also a claimant. Like I'm vying for this throne. Are you sure that you want to share what you need to do with me? And she's like, no, I got it. Look, I can only do so much. I need your smarts for this. And I think that was, I think these were the moments where he's like, oh, I think I have made a mistake what I needed out of this. And it was really the case of these two characters really growing and learning what is truly needed.
Yep.
And it got us into a dungeon.
No. First it got us into an instance.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
Because Koana had a really good moment. Like, he's realized this, so then we get to, we learn everything we want to learn, so we're like, okay, we're going to go do the feat. And the feat is to fight a shade of Galul Jaja. Which...
In his prime. Like, not just, like,
both heads, away going, We get to do it with Wut Lamat, all of her entourage, and then Kona and Thancred and Urianger show up. And he's like, I'm going to help. And the guy's like, you can't, you're a claimant. So Kona goes, okay, takes out his tablet for the feat, throws it up and shoots it, and says, guess I'm not a claimant anymore, let's go. And I'm like, alright, let's do this.
Yeah, no,
like,
I liked how
they want me to like this cat boy, I'm liking this cat boy, but I miss my other cats.
I like how the fight harkens back to we did this before, where we had to fight Galul Jaja, and this was the round 2. Now we get to see all the other. We know what some of his tricks are now that we've seen them.
But this one also includes the other head.
And all the other tricks, and geez, I'm really glad it's not just me this time.
I died.
Dadgum.
I died once. I'll admit it. I died once. Also, we get to see Kona use a limit break for Machinist that I wish Machinist actually had instead of the turret. Because it was pretty. But it was fun. I like getting to fight with my friends, especially my friends that haven't been around the whole time.
Right.
But that was fun. And then we got to go to the dungeon, yes. And the dungeon, this is where we're finding the City of Gold. It's the end of she's completed everything. She has all the keystones. Time to go find the City of Gold. And they're like, well, we think it's here because this is the only place we don't know in our zone. And I like that you get down there using the Elpis mount. Like the Elpis, reindeer mount.
Yeah.
That's what I know you, I think you heard me. I was like, oh, hey, I know this. I have one of these. So we get down there, we enter the dungeon. The dungeon gives me very much Katana Rabble vibes.
I can see that.
So, and this is the one that they had showed us before. It's like, whenever I was like, oh, look, hallway door, hallway door, hallway door. It didn't feel that way to me as we were going. It did a little bit, but not as straight shot as it seemed. And I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember the bosses. Remember the last one? I need to run it again. Running it one time and doing this, I don't remember them all. They were fun. I remember they were all fun. They had some fun mechanics. Oh, there was one with the bubbles. Because I was like, what is this deep?
Oh, yeah,
what is happening? Oh, Alphino healed. Finally. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. The second one, it was the, what was that? What was the second boss called? Pilot's Flame or something like that? It was, Flamebringer.
Yeah.
It looked like this cool, like robot mech thing. There was this.
Yeah, the gun thing.
It was.
They had the mirrors. All, that was a fun mechanic. I got hit a few times.
I want that as a mount. That was seeing the little automated, sentry voice thing go oh yeah, I'm in this robot now. Oh yeah, I'm gonna kill y'all. This is gonna be great. And I'm like, oh, okay, I guess let's go. And it had some really fun mechanics. I liked the concept of the first boss where you had to dodge the bubbles, And then I realized, oh, you had to dodge each other's bubbles. Like, we're producing the bubbles.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was figuring that out towards the end. Yeah, that one was really neat. And it's funny, that whole little section with the little intruder thing reminded me of Alzadal's Legacy too, because I'm like, oh crap,
Yeah.
are we fighting something we shouldn't be fighting? Like, are we breaking things again?
I mean, we were, but we weren't getting in trouble this time.
Well, we learned later it kind of probably was a bad thing. We broke it. If we didn't break it, someone else would. But anyway, so then after the second boss, the wall breaks away, and we're like, okay, here's where we go. That's different. That's purple.
Yeah.
That looks very much like the Solution 9 stuff we've been looking at. So then we go for the boss arena for the last one.
Man, that visage of like the pyramid looking triangle glowing gold, like it was, oh my god. That was just so
it was beautiful.
gorgeous.
I love the little platforms that moved us. I thought that was fun.
I didn't take it. I had to do the dungeon again because I didn't take screenshots because I was so gobsmacked with how pretty that scene was. I forgot to go into G pose or take screenshots.
I take some, but I don't remember if I took any either. It's very pretty. Like, absolutely gorgeous.
It is amazing. Just how pretty it was. How they can take something that looks so futuristic but yet still so rooted, it feels like, in fantasy. Like, I know everyone talks about how like cyberpunky like the Solution 9 stuff looks, but this felt like going through there. It felt futuristic, but also still high fantasy. I was really surprised at how well it married the two looks for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the big boss, this is where I died a couple of times because I thought it was doing one thing. And I was like, oh no, that was meant to show me you're doing something else. Okay.
Yeah, but it was fun. And then we went to, so then we won. Like, we beat it. And we find the little key pedestal thing, unlock the giant Charlian gate.
Yeah, the MacGuffins that we needed for our quest to unlock the thing, and we do it, and there's a big old door, and it's a big old room, and Dad shows up, he's like, all right, you did it. Good job, let's go.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute, what?
And Kryle's like, excuse you?
I need more information.
We're not done. And he's like, oh no, we're done. We're done. This is it. You did it. Congratulations. Wut Lamat wins. She's the claimant. Like, she's the Dawn servant now. It's gonna happen. I'll tell you more about this, but we gotta go.
Yep. So we're like, okay, fine. So we go back to Leola. Oh, we didn't get to mention. We forgot. I did forget this part. We had the name drop for the Wanderer's Palace hard boss.
Oh yeah.
We had the name drop for Mulal Jaja. I'm looking at my screenshots. They're talking. They were talking about, we're learning the background of the Blessed Siblings. They're like, the others have fallen before. Even, Mullah Jaja of the Silver Scales, for one, he traveled across the salt in search of conquest only to be overcome. And they show our character going, oh, right.
Uh-huh. Yeah. That guy, sure.
We're like, nope, not say anything. We're like, we're good. Just. Yeah. I was glad they mentioned it at least, because that's something we've talked about for years now. That we knew we were going to the New World. We were like, okay, but we know in the New World of the Mamalja. We know about the two-headed Mamalja. We fought one. They better bring it up. They did, kind of. So that was fun.
Yeah. But yeah, the Sky Deep Cenote was very cool. And then we get to see our, it can't be a Star Wars without a coronation ceremony. So yes. we get our ending to The Lion King. Like that song out of nowhere.
It was cool. I was like, wait a minute, what's this? Sunken, what you doing? Yeah, it was very good. I liked it a lot. And then, of course, so, before you get to that scene, though, Kona comes to you. You get an in-room scene I love that. I think I was on. You heard me talking to myself when this came up, but we opened the door and I'm like, "You're not the cat boy I expected." So he comes in. He's like, and he's telling us that Wut Lamat wants us to be in her like court essentially, and he makes a point to say, "Yes, he didn't mention me."
He's like, "Aw, sad cat
Well,
boy."
well, I was just like, "That's weird. Like, that's really weird." There's some other reason she didn't. She either wants you to be able to go off and do something. Like, there's a reason behind that.
Yeah, no, that was a little bit less a soupçon of foreshadowing.
Yeah. So then we get to the coronation, and it's very good. He Gula Jaja announces Wut Lamat as the new Dawn servant, and in true Wut Lamat fashion, she's like, "Yeah, we ain't doing this formally." She jumps off the balcony, and she's like, "2 heads have been ruling for a long time. I only got one, so I need another one." And she asks Kona to be her co-Dawn servant. And I love the way they zoomed in on him. Very much reminded me of when we see Ardbert for some reason when Elizabeth comes back. I don't know why, but that like scene just really reminded me of that. And,
Okay.
But so he's like, "Oh, okay." And I like, their dad is like, "I approve, but my approval is not what you need." So I appreciate Kona. He's learned how to open up thanks to Urianger and Thancred of all people. Like, those are not the two you kind of expect it from. But you can see how much they've grown in all that retrospect. But so Kona, pours his heart out and everyone accepts it and they like it. And so they become co-Dawn servants. And I think it's adorable. And then we learned the word, like, probably one of the saddest things so far. We learned that Galul Jaja's other head has been dead for 3 years. He's not asleep. He's been dead. Like, he said something, and the way that he said it in the past tense, I went, "Is he dead?" And then, yeah, he takes off the little covering, and his eyes are closed, and it's just like, oh, damn.
Yeah. I mean, I wonder just because, again, every time we see him, he's asleep.
Yeah,
he
we've not
never
seen him
once
awake.
awoke.
Yeah, we've only seen him awake in flashbacks, and then the shade and the feet. So I was just like, oh, damn. That's really sad.
Can imagine being literally attached to your other half, and that half no longer, and that head no longer. That's gotta, man. That's
yeah. I was thinking that. I was like, oh my gosh, that would have been just so devastating. And see, for him not to tell anyone, I was like, you gotta talk. Maybe he spoke to Kettenram, which that was a whole thing. By the way, he's not dead. Well, he wasn't
thanks.
dead. But no. What I mean was, he wasn't dead when we met him. I don't know now.
Oh yeah. Also, we're going to go meet. Yeah, like the heel turn at the very end of those cutscenes.
Yeah.
The heel turn I was expecting out of somebody else who became like
who is no longer existent.
Like, so I was totally expecting, based off the start of this, that okay, clearly our two heroes that we want to root for is Wut Lamat and Kona, and it's Zel Jaja and Bakul Ja. Sorry, Zel Ja, and then Bakul Jaja, because he's 2-headed, so therefore that's why there's 2 jaws. And I assumed that Bakul Jaja was going to be our our villain guy that we're going to be dealing with overall. And maybe in the other guy, the first promise, he was going to be our stoic, but he was going to reconsider his ways, and he had the good head on his shoulders, not the 2 stupid heads. Nope. 2 stupid heads. Turns out that he was just speed running the Garlemald Empire story arc by himself. And he is now where Garlemald is now with his people. like learning, cooperation and trade, that this could help us. Oh, okay. We should do that instead of war. That sounds good. And Zail Ja, like he's, I guess, are going to be our idiot villain who thinks he's going to be the guy in charge, and he's going to find out, no, he's not. But yeah, like, oh man, this has the expansion's done a very good job of closing one book and opening up another. I'm very surprised at how well, like, I feel like we're not done, but I still kind of feel like I've got an expansion's worth of story.
Yeah.
Like they tie that first half that we've done pretty well. I know there's more to it, but the summer vacation portion was real good. It was real good. So next time we talk, we'll see ya in Tural.
Alright, so I haven't made much more progress than I recorded last night. I'm still level 95 in the MSQ. Actually, what is that? 95? Yes, I'm still level 95 in the MSQ. But, man, so I didn't even realize that the next dungeon, Dungeon 3, the Sky Deep Cenote, was immediately after the Feet of Brotherhood. And that ruled. I know I keep saying that in every single part of this expansion, but I am just I continue to just be blown away by not really so much the dungeon design, but the boss design in this. Like from the start, where you fight the manta ray thing that sort of tricks you into like hitting your allies and having to dodge the bubbles in sort of a Danmaku style thing. I really love whenever 14 sort of mixes genres like that, and thought it was a lot of fun. Moving on to the second boss that I can't quite remember at this point, but the third one, the dude with the hammer for a head, holy cow, just, I love it. Everything felt like so big, and it just felt like a larger-than-life boss in a way that I think only 14 really manages to capture, and I loved it a whole lot. Oh yeah, the second one was the turret where you fire the lasers off the mirrors. That was a lot of fun too. I got hit by a couple of those sort of reflected blast, and a lot of fun to put that together and sort of parse it over time. And man, I just am really loving the mechanics for the bosses in Dawntrail. But moving right on here, it turns out we finally elect the new Dawn Servant, and I called it. Kona's the Dawn Servant. Of course, he's also just one half of the new Dawn Servants. Wut Lamat got it too, which is not exactly what I was expecting at the beginning. Kind of what I was expecting as time went on and we got to see more of the story. But I think it worked out pretty well. I still feel like Zail Ja and Buckle Jaja got a little bit of maybe poorly written in that aspect. Things kind of happened too fast, maybe, in that zone, but you know what, we got here, and we still have a story to tell, so I can't really fault him for that. And of course, leading up to the cutscenes all through the Dawntrail, Dawn Servant ascension, we find out that, what's this? Zail Ja now has this key to unlock the Golden City, and has killed his little lackey in the process. And we see him, it turns out he actually is the Mumble Jaw Xenos that I think Anna called, I want to say like a year ago. Well, Anna was certainly right about that. You got to give it to her. But I just entered the third area, the third zone, across the big bridge into Shaloni, I think it's pronounced. I think I was saying that wrong the whole time, but Shaloni, and holy cow, this music slaps. Absolutely. I don't even know if I like the song all that much yet. I'm just in awe of how different it is. Soken has always been great at utilizing different genres and different like soundscapes in the soundtracks to the 14 games, and once again he's done it with something completely and totally different. If nothing else, I'm really looking forward to see how the music continues to be awesome in Dawntrail. Alright, well, I gotta go and explore. I gotta figure out what is up with Jacques Tural, so I will talk to you guys later.
Things happened.
Yeah. This is where the rubber meets the road ahead, or the train tracks. So we got into, man, we went into the fourth zone. Like it's cool.
We thought it was gonna be all nice and fun, and we're hanging out with Aaronville.
I mean, it was. I mean, we went to Shaloyani, and we had ourselves a little western.
Justinian. Said bye to Justinian.
Yeah, but we helped a kid, have his high noon showdown.
Oh yes, budget prompto.
Yeah, it was a good time, and some nice big Arizona looking in, zone full of cool things and people and ruffians to do battle, and just the nice little folks working on a railroad you'll ever done Seesaw.
And oh my gosh, they had to just pull at my heart with that. Like, it's been a minute since Shadowringers, but the whole trolley storyline was a little not my favorite. But it was, I felt sorry for, the Rothgard character. He had lost his wife and blah, blah, blah. And so then we meet these guys that like trains. And while we're talking to them, I'm sitting here going, man, they really look like the trolley guys. And then the game decides to give you a flashback to the trolley trio and back. And I'm like, you're supposed to know that. But it made me sad because I'm like, oh, I miss those guys.
They're train otaku.
Yes, they like trains.
It was good, and then
It hit the fan.
Yeah, then we got the moment where Elidibus attacks the Waking Sands.
Oh my gosh. That was like 10 years ago.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Lightning bubble popped up with the earthquake. And they were mentioning the earthquakes, and I'm like, wonder if that has anything to do with the bad things that are happening. And it did. So lightning bubble popped up, and then we get a call from Alfredo?
Hope to God, by this point you've played it. You're not listening to us ahead of time. You've did this, and you know what just happened.
Oh yeah.
It got bad. It got real bad. A lot of folks died. People this was the frickin', if you are a more recent 14 thing, the Final Days thing happened again.
Yeah.
And this time it was it Zagulja? Is that what his name is?
I thought it was Cyril. First Promise.
The First Promise. He is now all decked out in and cyber gear or whatever. And I also wonder if this is the equivalent of like Oversoul. Also, it really reminded me of, or Overtuned. When back in Stormblood, when they were making use of Kryl to artificially infuse other people with the Echo, and using their overtunedness to do things that they should not be normally able to do. And that very much seems like the technological equivalent of what was happening with the First Promise when he was fighting against his dad.
Yep. Because, like his dad killed him outright, and then he came back to life.
Yeah, he had Life 2 cast on him.
He mentioned, 2 souls in one body, and he said I should even the playing field, and he did something to his little helmet thing, and went red. So I'm sitting here going, is he like soul sharing, like a body sharing or something? Like, is there a soul in there? Or
stealing? Well, remember when we saw the whatever the people are that they were fighting against, they had a little gun. They were extracting some orbs from people.
That's why I said they were going Sailor Moon on us, because they point a gun at him, and you get a star seed, and you get the dream mirror coming out. I was like, wait, yeah. So maybe they stock souls. I mean, are we back in Pandemonium with P9?
Hey, I warned you the Ignatic Maiden might be Athena.
You did, and we've all said it could be an Ascian anyway, but...
And shoot, I even mentioned how she could be Kryl from another shard.
Oh my god!
But they're both yellow. But no, it just turns out that
Kryl's from another shard.
Maybe. She's from somewhere else.
It appears to be.
She's from somewhere else, and their current theory is that it's another reflection. That is the current theory. That's a current theory.
Yes. But I'm still saying that there's a possibility for time travel shenanigans, because when First Promise Dude was talking to his father during the fight, he said he was glad to see him alive because he thought he had been dead for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you only say that when, you're an ancient and you've been alive for a really long time and you don't care about, death is just whatever. Or if you've been to the future where someone's been really dead, like Graha, and then you come back. I'm still shooting for Alexander shenanigans here.
This could be, he was fighting in the Dragon Ball Z hyperbolic chamber where time is really slowed down for him, or something like that, or time was standing still. So he spent some time training.
I mean,
and
obviously
getting ready.
Obviously there has been some weird time thing, because he's obviously been able to. He's obviously been able to get this empire essentially, but maybe not. Maybe it seemed like it or something, because voice, possibly the enigmatic maiden, made it happen. So I don't know. I need to get there.
Yeah, we don't know. This is whole idea of doing a travelogue and talk about stuff as things happen.
But the whole thing with Kryl, that. So I will say that was the worst cutscene for me, because I had to take a work call right after discovering technically that Kryl may be from another shard. Stola's come in, Graha's finally come in, our cats all are finally in the same room together, because Kona's in there. They're all finally together. We still need Thinker and Urianger, which, if you talk to Graha after that cutscene, he mentions, I wonder if I should call Thinker and Urianger. I don't know if they've left Tural yet. But
we know Asinian hasn't.
Well, no, Asinian is just being Asinian. And so, but yeah, so that already happened in the cutscene. And then right as I started getting the work call is when I was watching the Echo and the baby, and I'm like, why is that Kryl? Is Kryl from another shard? Is Kryl Asm? Is Kryl another Asm? Is she our shard? Anyway, all that's happening while I had to pause it and take a work call. I was like, can we not?
It's exciting times here in 14 land. We once again a Theorist has got a big old threat, and thankfully we got the signs of the Seventh Dawn back together.
By the way, if you didn't use the name drop option, I'm sad. Or did you? I just want to know, did you use the name drop option?
Yeah, sure, of course. I was like, yeah, it's time for this. It sounds like a job of science. So no, of course I did.
Okay, good. Because I was like, okay, when you're given the option, we need to get the band back together.
Yeah.
But the rest of our band isn't here yet, and I'm sad. Like they're all on the same continent.
Theoretically,
right now,
yeah.
We think we all may be on the same continent. Because I'm hoping Thancred and Urianger just kind of stuck around for a minute. Maybe they went and had a bunch of drinks or something. I don't know. Found the Nutkin. Because we've yet to see the Nutkin.
So I was absolutely wrong about freaking Zoral Jaw.
Oh yeah, we thought he was going to turn out to be not that bad, and it was going to be his little henchman. Nope, he's a dick.
Yeah, no, Zoral Jaw is the absolute. Apparently, it turns out he's the absolute worst.
And Bucklejaw's amazing. Like,
or at least not terrible. So nice. At least he's now.
No, he's so nice. Like he's like, well, no, I'm doing this. Let's go. I was afraid he was gonna die. I was afraid that when he said, "I got this, y'all go to the palace," and then you see all these whatever things like come up and descend upon him. I'm like, oh no, don't kill him. And then I went, oh god, I care about this character.
But again, I thought he was going to be. It was going to really be, Bucklejaw, who was going to be like somehow turn himself into the big bad, and we were going to and Zoraljaw was going to turn over a new leaf. No, it was the exact opposite. The exact opposite. Bucklejaw speed ran the Garlean Empire, and Zoraljaw is speed running Xenos.
Oh my gosh, he is. Like, I even thought that. I was like, during the cutscene with him fighting his father, I sat there and went, "You're not Xenos." Like those words left my mouth, and I honestly also almost went, "I miss Xenos." For once, I went, "I miss Xenos." Because with him, you didn't have to guess. I mean, him showing up to help was one thing, but you didn't have to guess. He was always there for the same reason.
And I just don't. I have to assume that they're going to have to tell us what in the gods' names why Zoraljaw has got this idea that, oh no, I've got to bring the entire world under a terrible war so they'll hate war. Like, what? Who plugged that terrible idea so far up his butt and into his brain?
You know who the first person I thought of was? Emmett. Or an Athian of some sort. I mean, that sounds like such an Athian thought. Like, for what they were doing before, it sounds like something they would do.
It is, and maybe it's possible. Like, a lot of this stuff started happening, 3 years ago in the timeline, and that would have been before all the stuff that happened theoretically, or a lot of things that happened in the Heidelin Zodiac saga.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe this is Ascian ripple effects. That could easily be. Emmett could have totally done that, and that's why he was like, "Hey, check out the Lost Cities of Gold. I might have done stuff there.
Go fix it.
Go check that."
Because that is another thing. How did he know? I mean, I know that there's always the rumor and everything, but it's Emmett. He wouldn't have just gone with a rumor. He would have gone to find it. So it's like, what did you know?
So yeah, this happened.
Yeah, like, shit's hit the fan. We've gotten some pretty wild revelations. And I know this writing team, and I know this game, and it's not over.
No,
Like they're
no,
going
no.
to
I mean,
like
shoot.
throw all the curveballs at us, and if they don't, just whatever.
I mean, sure. We're still technically only 96. We still have 4 more levels to go.
Yeah. And the last zone is always level, capstone. So like the whole last zone is going to be level 100.
Well, yeah, and we haven't even gotten to the 5th zone. We're still only in the 4th zone.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that we're probably going to see the 5th zone, and I guess the next dungeon will probably also be in the 5th zone.
Yeah, part of me's wondering if it's like on the way to the 5th zone or what.
Yeah, that could be it. That could be it. But I'm sure that once we do 5th zone stuff, then we'll probably come back and start talking again.
Yeah.
Alright, I just completed the level 97 dungeon Vanguard, and holy shit. I know I've been saying this a lot of expansion. I know I need to come up with some better material, but man, it just keeps knocking it out of the park. Since last I talked, I think we got to Shaloni. We had completed that. I was able to get enough of the fate grinding done to get the writing map, so that's all good. Shaloni is pretty fun. I think that it was cool that they had actual North American, accents for these characters. I thought it was cool to see Estinian as a cowboy. That was unexpected, but really awesome. I like the whole high noon sort of storyline there. I think that was very appropriate. I think the music was pretty great. Of course, really, really like the Shaloni Day theme, and the night theme was really neat. I think the zone as itself, it was a nice pastiche of sort of the Wild West. I'm definitely going to have to go back and do some of the side missions, though, to get more there. I feel like I didn't really get enough, except for the MSQ, the main story, and I really would have liked to see more, but who knows, maybe we'll get that in Zone 5? Yeah, Zone 5 we're in now. But anyway, yeah, so we had completed the writing succession. We went to Shaloni. When we get to the end of that, however, we're attacked by this cyberpunk city that we saw from the trailers and the promotional material. And sure enough, it turns out the first promise, Zoral Ja, has taken over in some way. I don't really know exactly what has happened, but he seems to be leading this cyberpunk army with their cyberpunk Star Destroyers, and he murdered his father. That was not completely unexpected, but still very teary moment, a very sad moment. I think, if nothing else, that part really solidified Sina Breyer as Wut Lamat. I know a lot of people have been complaining about her performance and the character as a whole, just because it feels a lot more shonen-esque, a lot more upbeat than the last couple of expansions. But I think that really, I didn't have much of a problem, really. I could see the complaints, but I think that moment really put me over the edge. Like, amazing performance, amazing character, amazing actress. Just wow, wowie, wow. I don't know what to say. It's just really good. But yeah, then we let a leap up into the repurposing this train. I thought that was kind of cool. Because the song they play during that, and even during the Riding Succession, seems to be the secondary theme. It sounds a lot like it's playing to the story the same way that Dragon Song did in Heaven's Word, for instance, and whatnot. So I think it's kind of cool, even though it sounds a little bit like the ending to The Phantom Menace a bit. But we'll have to see if that holds true toward the end, and if that is in fact the secondary theme. But anyway, we build up this train. We smash through the Vanguard in a very Star Fox 64 Macbeth sort of situation. I thought that was just kind of funny how they set that up, and I could not think of that reference almost. But yeah, the master did it again, and once again, Masayoshi Soken has repurposed the zone theme into a dungeon theme, and I really like the Vanguard background music. Holy cow! If you thought Shaloni Day theme was great, this just is that much more amazing. And again, we see a lot more in the new mechanics with the first boss and the light cycle motorbike. We see this he sort of spins around the arena, either hitting the outside or the inside. We have a bunch of different AoEs as people are pulled in. I thought that was a really interesting combination. In the middle, we have the projector, this big enemy that summons a couple of turrets, these bits all throughout the arena, which you sort of have to dodge at the same time that he's summoning these walls, these electric walls you have to dodge around as well. And then we see, I think it's Protean comes back, the time bomb. I haven't seen that since, the Fall Guys collab, when that was a little bitty thing, but this is definitely not a little bitty thing. I died to that mechanic maybe twice, almost a third time. Didn't quite able to get it just sort of playing the first time, but I'm sure I'll catch it up later. But certainly challenging for a middle boss. And speaking of challenging, we have the last one, Xander the Snake Skinner. Pretty standard fare, but I do like the fact that they had him come back, sort of revive, and we're seeing a lot more of this, whatever this magic is these people are using. I thought when he goes into snake mode, we have the slithering back and forth and hitting the left, the right side. That got me a couple times trying to figure out exactly where to move. But I think I could have figured it out watching the duty support characters that I was with. I thought that was really neat, and definitely want to play that a couple times to get that really figured out and solidified under my belt. And, kind of moving into that, I was really shocked because they show his face, and it looks kind of like Galuf's face a little bit from the flashback scene we saw earlier. For a second, I thought it was maybe Galuf. But nope, seems to be a new character, whoever Xander is. And we also see his the title is given to you when you do that. It seems to call him an Ophidian. So I wonder if Ophidia or Ophidian or whatever that means is going to come into play. Maybe that's what these people are called. These people from the Ninth, maybe? It hasn't even been confirmed they're from the Ninth. We know that Kryl is. We saw that flashback where Kryl and Kryl's parents seem to be from the Ninth Reflection. Or at least another reflection. I think we keep saying the Ninth. That hasn't been proven yet if it's the Ninth or not. Just a reflection. But since we know that they seem to be under the command of Zerl Jal, we don't know what that really means. Did he show up after unlocking the gate to show up as sort of a prophet, and they started to revere him? Did he take over? There's so many questions. It could be anything. But anyway, I just completed Vanguard. I got in the 5th zone, Heritage Found, which has a big old map which needs to be explored. So I'm going to go do that because Dawntrail owns, man. I love this game. Talk to you later. And that's a wrap. As you can tell, of course, we still had 2 more zones and quite a bit more of MSQ to get through, but that is kind of where we collectively stopped. Like I said at the beginning, I think we were maybe a little too excited to just finish the game by this point for us to stop and record our thoughts. And honestly, at 2 hours and 30 minutes, I think we've got quite a lot of content as it is already. But again, we're going to have our full Dawntrail review out. That'll be our next episode, I'm sure, where we'll recap the end and sort of our overall thoughts now that we've been able to sit on everything and really think about it, rather than just give these off-the-cuff impressions. Like I said at the beginning as well, please go check out the Music of Final Fantasy XIV panel recording that I put on the Carbuncle Chronicle YouTube channel. It would mean a lot to me if you give that a watch and give it a like and subscribe and all that good social media jazz. It put a lot of work into getting that panel together to begin with, and a lot of work editing the audio to get on the YouTube channel as well. So thank you guys for sticking through here, listening to our little Travelogue episode. I hope you enjoyed this format. It's not often we're able to do something like this, so I felt like it would be kind of special to get the sort of raw, unedited thoughts in audio form. But in any case, I hope that you guys have also enjoyed Dawntrail and continue to enjoy these expansions. This is the first time that I've been current on the game, and it'll be the first time that I really get to experience the way the patches roll out and the story rolls out over the next 2 years. So I'm very, very excited to experience that for the first time, and the first time I'm podcasting along with it as well. So to get that entire experience and to comment on that as everything happens, I'm really, really looking forward to that. But anyway, I'm rambling again here. We are done with the podcast, so we will catch you next month.
So smile and let the rainbow see.